Guys, sorry for being a moment or two late getting into this, but we are 2 racks and I decided to join the QS solo game, and we are 2 racks up on the top side of Hardwired to begin map number 1. So Q again aggressive already up on the top side and trying to sneak in some early damage against Solar, who did not scout this but will now see the SCVs coming in from the top, and so we'll now know about it, and we are going to start pulling the drones down as a response to this. So away we go, full throttle into our next series here. We're just going to be seeing our Barrett bunker is going to get picked off. Drones will represent and defend this position. Another bunker will go down, and just going to be having a couple of Marines just hanging around nearby, waiting to try and see what they can do. Feelings are coming up. I mean, if you're going to pull the trigger here as Soul, you kind of usually have to go before that bunker is done. You really have to stop that from getting up. He dives back for a second, which he loses him a little bit of distance he gained on the Marines. No Marine went down just yet. We do have to continue kiting away, of course, as the drones and the Lings continue to give chase. The Marines continue to try and escape away, and now I think we've got enough Lings, but the bunker did finish. So now you've got to hard defend the bunker from being filled. Extra Marine showing up. He's not going to make a play for the bunker yet, because I think he knows there's a very good chance Solar just stops him getting into it, but a few Marines now do get in. 4 drones dead, and Solar not leaving a couple Lings behind on the SCV building the bunker. That's going to suck for him a lot, because now that's a much bigger problem than what he thought he was dealing with, and he's pulled drones for a long time here, so his income's not being great. So it's not like he immediately has a swarm of units to go and take the bunker down with, because like I say, he's not been mining properly because he's been trying to run after the Marines otherwise. Just going to see that hatch continue to take damage. Then extra Marines showing up are going to be continuing through. These few Lings continuing to go down right now. Marines continue to fight. A lot of Lings continue to drop. A couple Queens in some trouble as well. I'm just going to be having our Marines continue to trade out toward the hatchery there. Is just going to be seeing the bunker. Is still working its way through now. A Hellion showing up to support this, and a few Lings will just continue to drop down dead. Solar doesn't have a lot going for him right now. We will lose the Queen, and he will lose the game, and Cure is going to get game number 1 of this best of 3. Just like that. As in the bottom left-hand corner, our Blue Terran player from Dragon Phoenix Gaming. This is Cure. Up 1 in this best of 3 is in the top right-hand corner. The Red Zerg from Kaiser Gaming is Solar. Is this live? Yes, this is live. How you guys doing? Again, welcome to the stream today. Hope everyone's having a good time. All excited to dive into some more StarCraft with me. As like I said, we've got 6 best of 3s in total today. We're not going to have the 10 like we expect because we missed a player. Keen, unfortunately, didn't show. Forgot that it was today. A little bit of me not reminding him, so that's not fully on Keen. I think in part his fault. He definitely seemed to know he was meant to play today. But also part on me because I definitely didn't do a good job reminding him a little bit further ahead of time than I did, so. Just a little accident there as we get settled down. Chasm Pool, obviously no proxy racks this time, an initial Reaper on the way, everything a lot more normal and standard to begin with this time, which is obviously good news. Billboard moving down through the center of the map, heading down the bottom side, and just going to be seeing what is going on. Hatchery finishes up on the naturals, just getting that set up. Couple Queens on the way, the few Lings are coming through. All of that being brought into play at the moment. Got a hatch down on the 3rd base as well, so we'll get that started up too. A little something just going on. 3rd hatchery getting going as Cure comes in with this initial Reaper to put a little bit of harassment into action. I'm just going to be seeing our Reaper continuing to Move around over to the top. Just trying to see where there might be some possible openings. Again, triple CC overall coming in, so that third CC coming up as well from Kure. Sorry, I keep wanting to say Björn. So Kure getting into his triple CC, and that should be also ready in the fairly near future. Shouldn't be too far off. We're gonna go moving across, couple of queens coming through, and just gonna be having our Reaper continuing to try and escape away. It's gonna come back around, queens are gonna fight, and we will just have the Reaper moving back down the right for the moment, so moving back across over there. The Reaper and a couple of Hellions going back through. Again, trying to maybe see if there's anything else in particular they want to get up to here as our queens will continue to gather together. Just going to be seeing the Reaper and a couple of Hellions are there to try and put some damage out. So, put a little bit of damage in. Viking's going to come all the way around that right side. Liberator coming out as well. Again, just this typical 3cc, a little bit of harassment setup, all that good stuff coming in for the moment as our few Hellions will come through and take the watchtower. Now hanging out on the right, and Overlord taking a few taps is going to fall. So that goes that Ovian. Just going to be seeing a few Hellions still moving across and just seeing if they can find any openings. Good. Just basically looking for damage so far. Not really finding much of anything. Solo opting for the faster melee upgrades means that he is going to bypass the lair initially, which means a later banelane speed. So going to be much more reliant on just kind of the lings and hoping that the upgrades can help him stand up to his opponent more so than anything else at the moment. So that's going to be the big, the big initial plan here right now. To move over to the right-hand side, moving across over this way will definitely provide another chance to maybe get in for some creep. But the queens are there, and the defense is still good and just well-rounded at the moment from Solar. No doubt about it. He's doing a pretty good job of just hanging on in, not really letting anything too crazy happen. All of that good stuff. Viking comes through, and the Overlord takes a little bit of damage. You can see our Hellions are going to finally back it up a little bit more down that right-hand side, so taking a bit more of a step away for the moment and see what else they might be able to do. Back at home, just a lot of setup for the later game right from Kira as well. Second factory coming down, so really looking to get involved over there. Could also be something of a factor. It's just going to be getting everything set up. A bit of a run forward, and we are going to be making a little move in. These Marines trying to get a little bit of dropping action going, but not really able to penetrate beyond the edge of the creep spread initially, so not doing super well in terms of getting any further forward or anything right now. And we continue to wait and see what exactly will end up being next on the list here. This couple of medevacs going to move back over the right. Marines in the center going to start cleaning out some of this creep spread as well as just working through that at the moment, and these feelings and veins wanting to try and move on in, try and help out as much as they can. So far unable to really find success. We are going to have these Marines able to fight these Lings on their watchtower for a little bit. That choke point definitely helping, but in the end not going to be able to do enough, as we do have ourselves the medevacs continuing to load back up, moving back along the left hand side. We do have Hive on the way. We do have the Lurker Den continuing up as well. All of that continuing out right now. As we just have our Marines continuing to come into action. He's just trying to control some of the creep spread here at the moment, it would seem. Do the best he can with that. If at all possible. So we've seen those medevacs loading up in a whole bunch of Marines and trying to get further involved. If he's hanging around, tanks are firing. A lot of counterattack damage being done here from Solar at the moment. Again, across and doing a good job of it at the moment. Swarming forwards, and Solar looks as though he is just going to wreck this base. I mean, it just felt like Kua consistently poking across, was never really able to get much control of this game. Solar really able to take a handle of this and be able to push it back. That is going to be GG's, and that is going to be 1-1 tied up in this best of 3. As we have a pretty reasonable schedule set in place. Bottom right hand side is Kua from Dragon Phoenix Gaming. 2-raxing works. Macro game does not, as he takes on Solo in the bottom left, who really did again just swap back a lot of the pressure and damage that was attempted to be thrown his way. GG's in that last one. Was just calm, collected out of Solar. Very nicely handled indeed. Do you have a few drones mining away? Racks and the gas continuing up at the moment. All of that just currently on the way up. Overlord is moving out over to the side and getting initially settled. He's going to have this SCV coming down the low ground. He's going to try and help out a little bit as well, if at all possible. So, getting set up, getting ready to go at the moment. Here in this game number 3. big match, because this obviously could be a match which begins to decide this group and maybe shows us exactly how things are going to turn out in this. So definitely could be a factor there. Something for us to watch out for sure as we get this underway. Reaper is continuing to move through the bottom side right now. Just heading through the south, and that's going to be having our... coming across this direction is setting up as well. Just going to be trying to put some damage in. A couple Lings already taking some shots here. Actor building up on the barracks as well, so continue through with that. And just seeing what else we are going to go. Do you have the Reaper is just putting some pressure on. Obviously wants to keep an eye on that third base. Shouldn't be able to do anything too significant as we just set up into the third of the Zerg play here as well right now. So that third base continuing out, that's definitely also going to be a pretty sizable factor in this as we continue through. Reaper moves out over to the side. Queen is that great said Reaper, and that's going to be a quick little fight back. Alien's continuing through the bottom, and obviously now going to be trying to put some further pressure on. I like that Solo's gone for this Overlord speed. I always feel like Overlord speed's a little bit of a sign of respect for your opponent, right? You're almost just saying, hey, look, I appreciate you can be really good. I appreciate you can do a bunch of weird and different things. I see that, I accept that, and I'm going to just play around that as well. You know, I'm not going to play as though, you know, you're just going to do the same thing every time. So I always like to see an Overlord speed mixed in, and it gives you options yourself as the Zerg. You know, I love an Overlord speed, which then turns into an Overlord drop at some point, right? You know, make use of that investment early. It doesn't just have to be for the scouting. There's so much beyond that scouting which you can, you know, look to take advantage of, basically. So, yeah, excited to maybe see more from that, as we do have 1-1 upgrades continuing through. Hellion there, or Hellions there, are going to get rid of the Zergling, and just going to be seeing our Stimpaks about halfway along as well right now. So that just continues for the moment. Just going to have our factory lands up on the reactor. A few Queens are moving down the left-hand side as well. Obviously, they're going to keep on rotating just a little bit here and there to try and deal with the Hellions. Not a crazy difficult map to defend on, and if we saw the defense in that last game, it'd be surprising if Solo wasn't able to defend here on Blackburn, because his defense in the previous map was really, really good. So we'd expect that to just kind of continue here on Blackburn, because it's an easier map to hold on. There's not as many entryways for these Hellions. And if there are different entryways, they come with the cost of having to rotate around much more, you know, much further direction, a much longer direction, before you arrive at those different entry points. So that definitely has an impact as well. Hellions will continue around on the south and making their way over here. Just going to see a Baneling Nest is going to drop in as well, as we do drop a little grenade down to bop the Queens around a little bit. Hellions actually going to come and lead this charge, as we're going to see the Queens in some trouble. Solo doesn't have a lot of units right now, guys, as Hellions morph into Hellbats, and this is kind of catching Solo a little bit off guard. And that's not done yet either. I mean, this is really down to the Queens for the most part, and we are continuing to chase those Queens. You can see we are very serious about getting rid of the Queens, if anything, here. That is exactly what we are doing as Kua chases up that left-hand side. We are going to be seeing more of these Zerglings continuing to go down as well. So we're just going to type GG right then and there. Wow. Well, there you go, guys. That's going to be it. Kua just takes it 2-1 just like that. And that's going to wrap up our next series here in the tournament today.